Hey, hi everyone. I thought that it would be a little easier for you if I gave you an introduction to assignment number 3. And this is to help you get some insights as to why we're doing this and also how to do it. And you can find this assignment presentation under Blackboard Topic Weekly Commentary under Topic 7. So that you can download that presentation and then follow me on this video to be able to get to see what the steps are, right? But why I introduced this particular assignment is number one is to really get you ready for the challenges that artificial intelligence are going to be in front of you as you leave this program and you get into your particular career that you choose. And secondly, it's to introduce some planning concepts that we're going to cover in topic 9 and other topics, so that it's really a precursor to, how do we do planning and how does that apply to strategic planning as we go through that as well. Okay, so I'll get started with that. We'll get on with the next slide. And again, if you have any questions about this presentation, you can email me at my RDP email, and then I'll cover the response over announcement or even go into Coach Gary and create a query and then email me, and then I can answer that and then put an announcement out of what I cover to help you understand what has to get done and how to get it done. Okay, so here's the first slide, and what you can do is find this particular assignment. You can download it. It's again, it's it's in Blackboard Topic 10. And this is what it looks like. And you can actually click on this and it'll go right to the assignment, or you can actually use the link to get to that assignment right here. And that link is this bottom of the slide because the particular link in this picture, won't get activated. So I put the link there for your use. And what you need to understand as well is that this is an individual assignment. So there's no collaboration going on there. And I want you to look at this in an individual and really go through what you have to do to be able to get to answering the questions that I put in this assignment. And why are we doing this? Well, you're preparing for artificial intelligence adoption. So there's going to be all kinds of technological changes that are going to affect our lives and the particular career, excuse me, and the particular job that you're going to be going through. And it'll give you a sense of how to enhance your skills to get ready for it. But it's also going to give you some job security, because if you're going out there, leaving this program, and you understand a little more about what it takes to be able to work with artificial intelligence, on how to leverage it and how to work with it and mold it to the tasks that you have to do in your career, you're going to be ahead of a lot of more people, and it'll allow you to improve efficiency. And again, it'll be very useful as an innovation tool to help you out. So that's the main reason. But what's the merits of developing a personal development plan for AI? Well, you're going to do some goal setting, and Brian Tracy, as a motivator, talks about that the fact that you just write your goals down and put them aside already starts your subconscious in working towards achieving those particular goals. So we're going to learn a little bit about goal setting and targeted learning. So you'll be able to focus on acquiring some specific AI related skills from the research that you're going to do in this assignment. And oh, by the way, I've given you all the research links so that I'd like to see you go beyond that. But, because of the scope of the assignment, just if you work with what's given to you, then you're going to have or most of the things that you need to be able to develop this personal development plan. And again, this personal development plan is in general. You may choose to do it, on the basis of a college graduate going forward. It's so that you don't have to worry about it being private information that's going to be used. So that's the kind of the approach that we're going to take, so that it's still general, but you're still learning about what it will take to be able to do a personal development plan, and some of the learnings you'll be able to take forward with you. But it'll provide the context for professional growth. It'll give you a sense of how to create a network to get into artificial intelligence experts and sort of maybe like different publications or whatever, newsletters. And again, I always talk about Flipboard. You can actually set up a category for AI, of which I did, and you have these articles that come to you, and especially you can tailor it to the area that you want to get into. And then it'll allow you to be a lot more adaptable, a lot more open-minded about the changes that you're going to be going through. It'll equip you to handle those changes and go through those transitions. And again, the biggest advantage is increased in employability. And what you're doing for this personal development plan is that you're going to be going through these 30 plus Pearson Revel surveys, which is great baseline to be able to know where you're coming from to be able to do this. So, it's going to really give you a good leg up on where to go. So what are the merits of doing this personal development plan? And it's a general one. Again, it's not, it could be sort of related to you if you want, but it's not specifically related to you. It's just to go through those steps to be able to see what's there and to give you some insights and to show you, what you're going to learn, should you decide to do your own personal development plan. All right. So it's going to prepare you for future employment challenges. There's no doubt about that. And also it's going to give you a sense of how, management theories are going to change to be able to adapt to artificial intelligence. It's going to give you new methods. And again, it'll put you on a success track, sooner than later. And I only wish that, when I graduated from college, that I would have had the opportunity to do a personal development plan. So I would have, used the best of my time and capability resources to be able to shape my future. And I'm sure it would have done a lot more for me than where I am today. All right. So that's where we're going. So let's just start with planning. And the whole idea of a plan, really, it's pretty simple. Where are you now? And that's the baseline. And again, your 30 plus surveys from Pearson Revel are going to give you a really good baseline as to what are your capabilities, what are your preferences, what are, what's going for you at this time in terms of your strengths and weaknesses, and what are your personal attributes, so that you could find the particular right fit for a career that when you go into it, you've got that fit and you can start working with it rather than stumbling into an area and then you find out, oh, it's not for me. And then all of a sudden, you've spent 2 years in that career where you could have, been a lot more focused on where you're going. So, where are you now? And then where do you want to be? And then that's a gap analysis. And then you set goals, to get there. That's what that's all about. So that's what we're kind of doing in this personal development plan. This is what I'm going to talk to you about when we get into topic 9 on strategic planning. This is a 1970s model that I got from Xerox, and then I've improved upon it, but it's still fundamentally the way that you go to planning. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? And how do you get there? Okay. All right. So what's key is that I have to mark, well over 50 papers, and the better that you can organize, and again, in assignment, the last assignment on the audit, it was really well done by everyone, and it really helped me kind of go through that. So I'm asking you to make sure that you use the headings as subheadings. I mean, you use the questions as headings and subheadings as you answer those questions, and you correlate with the answering numbering system of the assignment. Don't make up your own numbering system. And also, what I'm asking you to do is that, hey, this is a business product, and you have to start getting into the mold of making your document look professional. And what it is that it sets the tone, for anyone looking at your document, when you need something or whatever, it already gives a positive moment that they can get this impression from you. So that's why I'm asking you to really take a look at what it actually even looks like. I mean, sometimes, and I've done this myself, you prepare a document and then you submit it, and all of a sudden in the submission, the format changes in terms of paragraphs being off or sentences being a little mixed up. And the whole idea is that before you upload this, print it out, have a look at it, and make sure that it looks very professional. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a sense in this assignment that scenario planning is a planning tool, and it's used in strategic planning. And the thing is that with artificial intelligence, it's going to be scenario planning on steroids. And AI will facilitate that significant use, so that what this is that I actually went in to AI, ChatGPT, and I said, create 3 plausible scenarios for development, and you'll be able to see, about artificial intelligence, and then so you'll be able to see that, where that's going. So just a quick explanation and there's no question related to that. It's just to give you a sense of how powerful AI can be in using it in strategic planning. And what scenario planning is all about is that there's 3 things. One is what's known, death and taxes, right? What can be predetermined and what's not known. And then it's the what not known, where you kind of try to figure out the most plausible stories for each one of those scenarios so you can compare them. But let's talk about predetermined. So I have this little picture on here, right? So take a look at it. So this is a river that originates in the mountains. And let's say this is an island and this river goes out to the sea. All right. So the thing is that no one can predict when there's going to be a rainstorm. All right. But in terms of predetermined, you know that if you get so many millimeters of rain in the mountains, based on how many millimeters of rain in the mountains over a period of time, you can actually calculate the increase of the river level as it increases. So that's a predetermined. And that's where you can get ahead of the competition, because then you can actually have a way to predict the future a little better than your competition. And so that your forecasting and your scenarios will be much more in tune to what possibly could happen. And then you'll be able to have better outcomes when you plan for them. And scenario planning is not so much about the plan that you've produced, and you look at the 3 plausible scenarios. It's the discussions that you have, and in those discussions, people going away start thinking about what could happen, and then they start preparing, and so that there's a better response capability in a particular trend that you've made scenario planning about. Okay, so that's all I'll tell you about it. But the whole idea is just to review this paper and see how ChatGPT created these 3 scenarios, and guess what? It just took me 5 minutes to be able to ask the right question to ChatGPT, and it put out a scenario plan for me. Okay, so these are the steps in assignment number 3. You're going to select an occupation, and what I mean by that is that say that some of you want to be accountants, so it'll be an accountant, and you want to be as specific as you possibly can, because the more specific you are, the more you're going to learn about how AI is going to impact that specific. So let's just say that you want to be a cost accountant. Well, then you look at all the AI scenarios, not so scenarios, but frameworks, that deal with cost accounting, and then what you're going to do then is, and the thing is, I'm going to reference, what you read to kind of go through these steps, and you'll see that in the next few slides. You're going to identify the relevant artificial intelligence issues, and you're going to actually put them into a problem statement. And I have a document that shows you how to create a problem statement, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to establish this baseline of personal attributes and skills and capabilities, so you can go through the Pearson Revel surveys and see what they're all about, to really get a sense of, where could a college graduate be in terms of skills and capabilities and attributes? And then that's where you start from to be able to do that, to do that, then where do you want to be, and then how do you get there? And then in that, you want to try to keep it as simple as you can. So we'll look at maybe just 3 particular possible career focus areas. So, that could be one is that actual technical development. Another one is maybe adjustment to or learning more about AI. And another one could be about, the timing, around, the knowing where you have to be at what level to be able to succeed. Those are just, top of my head examples. But then we're going to ask you to create a personal mission statement. And again, there's a document that will help you do that. And creating a personal mission statement really is basically, where do you want to be? So, the baseline, number 3, where are you now? The personal mission statement, where do you want to be? And then all of a sudden now, how are you going to get there? And I'm going to ask you to develop 2 key career goals. And guess what? Most of the marks of the assignment are based on these 2 key career goals. All right, this is this is 20 out of 100 marks, for doing these 10 marks apiece. And then it'll ask you to identify some possible advisors and mentors. And why that's so important is that in a development plan, if you can find other people that are experienced in particular areas that can offer you insights and can tell you about the errors that they made and how they solved them, it'll allow you to not make as many mistakes as you go forward. And again, if you have an advisor or a mentor for a long period of time, they'll invest in you and they'll help you succeed as well. So there's some key merits in doing that. And that's why, I want to take you through that particular step. And then identify at least 5 training and development sources. So I want you to go out there and find out, well, where can I get AI stuff? And, I already talked to you about nextgen.ca. And, there's an organization, it's a nonprofit, that are doing, the next level of manufacturing for Canada. So I'm sure they could have, some training there and in artificial intelligence. And then I want you to do step 9, conclusions and recommendations. So that's what that's all about. Okay, so let's get into the details of that. All right, so here for question number 1, what jobs? If you click on this link, it'll take you to my Google Docs, and it'll give you a sense of what AI could possibly replace, and then what you need to know about different jobs and where AI is going. The second one, doing a problem statement, this particular article will show you how to do that. And again, if you have problems, and that's why I'm asking you to do this ahead of time. If you have problems, email me, and I can help you go through this. The next one is so these are all the ones. So in step 2, in question number 2, there's 3 different areas. So this one here is artificial intelligence and the future of workplace. So that's what this link of this document will give you. And then the future of robotics, to get a sense of how that's going to shape the the work setting and the workforce. Okay, and then question number 3. That's where you're going to go to, the Rebel surveys. And again, you can use those particular documents that I created, to especially connecting, the survey to the actual theory and the theorists, to really give you some insights on what you can learn about that. So again, question 4, there's 2 documents that you can go to, and so it's how to prepare yourself for your career, and then the other one is, the future work, 10 ways to prepare for it. And then question number 5, how to create a mission statement. And this document will allow you to do that. Question number 6, there's 2 documents. One is a guide to setting better business goals. And the other one is the future-proof your career. in the age of AI to really give you a sense of how to do those goals. And then question 7, 8, and 9, you're kind of on your own. They're kind of just a culmination of that report that you're creating. Okay, so let's just take a look at question number 1. So I want you to really kind of get as specific as you possibly can. So talk about a field of career, especially the position level, because that's going to shape, the context of how much you really need to know specifically and generally about artificial intelligence, the AI challenges that are related to that occupation, and that's where this document here will kind of give you some insights to that, and then filling out the skills and the personal attributes and the management style and the knowledge, and really that's starting to get you to a baseline, of doing that, the next questions, and then the reason for selecting that occupation, because if you're doing a particular personal development plan, the why is so important. That's what drives you. All right, that's the purpose part of going on. So that's what's so key about looking at where you want to go. It's the why do you want to go, and that'll give you purpose. And if you do have purpose, then you'll be more fulfilled in doing what you're doing. Okay, the next one, the question is identify key artificial intelligence issues, and then put them into problem statements, and this will impact your selected occupation. So we want you to do 3 problem statements. And again, they're just, a wording around what is that problem. And if you formulate the problem properly, then that's 90% of the solution, right? The better that you can understand what that problem is and articulate it, the better that you're going to get a sense of, what needs to be done. So the problem statement, you relate that to that chosen occupation that a typical college graduate would have to address over the next 5 years, working in the capacity of that chosen occupation and that position level. And again, the document shows you how to write a problem statement. It describes, AI. There's another document that describes AI and the future workplace, and the other document, that describes an outlook on where robotics are going, and the Google links are in those previous pages or previous slides that I provided. The third one, establish a management personal attributes, skill, and capabilities baseline for your college graduate candidate. So again, you look at your personal rebel surveys. You're going to look at this connecting rebel survey to the management theories, that document that I did earlier and told you about. So the links there in the previous slides. And what are you looking at? You're looking at as a starting capability baseline, and kind of narrow it down to 10 possible personal strengths, 10 possible personal weaknesses. So you're really getting a sense of, where are you at right now? Further define your candidate's baseline by describing typical personal interests, skills, values, personality, and preferences. And then look at this Rebel survey doc, that's here, and take a look at, where, say maybe you can use yourself as an example. Where are you, in these particular surveys to be able to create that baseline? All right. Then question 4 is to identify 3 personal career development areas you'd recommend. So you outline 3 of them, and you outline 3 AI innovations that could challenge your selected occupation and position level over the next 5 years. And then based on those 3 problem statements, the strengths and weaknesses baseline you have created in question 2 and 3, identify 3 personal career development areas. Okay. And then here's the resources that you need to look at, how to prepare yourself and your career for future AI, and then navigating the future of work. And that'll really give you a sense. And again, those links are in those previous slides. All right. And then number 5, creating this personal mission. So my personal mission is very simple. My personal vision for the last 40 years has been to learn and to serve. And that's really driven, the type of work that I have chosen. And plus, that's why I'm here today, teaching, at the Polytechnic. So my personal mission has really driven me. And so this article resource will guide you on how to create. It doesn't have to be complicated. It has to be kind of to the point, right? And really play into, your personal core values. Again, it gets back to, the why. Your personal core values really is tied into your purpose. And then as you kind of articulate that purpose, it comes out in a personal mission statement. And that's, where you want to be versus where do you start? Where are you now? Okay. And again, it's, Peter Senge is a, learning organization person, and Covey is a, Stephen Covey, he wrote the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. So it's a really good article to really give you the background on how to create a personal mission statement. All right, now you develop the 2 key goals. And again, that's 20 marks of 100 marks. And that's really what sets the activities. So from those goals, at some point in time, someone would develop some initiatives on what they're going to do, or some key steps, or some action plan to go forward. And this article will guide you on how you can create these goals. And then the other reference will provide some brainstorm ideas, 5 ways to future-proof your career in the age of AI. So these 2 resources will really help you create these very relevant 2 goals, for a personal development plan. And then 7, identify 3 possible advisors or mentors this college graduate could approach to help guide them. And, use your own experience. So, maybe there's some person that in business, maybe they're a relative, or maybe they're a really good friend or a friend of the family, and they would be a good advisor and or mentor, to help you or to help that person in the personal development plan to get to where they want to go, and help them understand, what are the key steps, or what they maybe they should be focusing on, or what they should not be focusing on. And again, planning is just as much as what you're not going to do as what you are going to do, because life's trade-offs. It's all about economics, right? You look at the opportunity cost of what you're giving up, to get. All right. So that's what that's all about. And then identify in question 8, identify at least 5 different sources of training. And that's really to kind of open your eyes on what's out there. And again, Google's your best friend to be able to go out and say, who's training on AI? There's a lot of work being done by nonprofits, those kind of things. So having these resources and being on their newsletter distributions then, could really help you stay abreast of the technology and the management developments, right? And then 9, some conclusions and recommendations. And again, make them meaningful. Don't provide me with these general things, because you make it specific to that career choice that you made in this particular document, so that, it has a little more critical thinking into it, So, and let me know what you've learned in this exercise. What improvements would you recommend for this exercise, as I use it, in future courses? I'd really appreciate your feedback. And what would you recommend, for college graduates in general based on this exercise? And that will help me as well. And that's it for that. So I'm hoping that this video recording will really give you a sense of, okay, this is what it's all about. This is how I'm going to go through it. And basically it's in a box, right? So I've given you the papers that you need to read to be able to answer just about all the questions. And again, going outside for more information that's very relevant and impactful will just only help you get better marks in this particular assignment. And I wish you the best on this. And again, if you need information, just send me an email, and I'd be happy to work you through this. Okay, so that's it. And I'm just going to shut this recording down now.